to the employer for whatever they... So today is an opportunity for us to discuss and dialogue on human resource development. And really later on we'll give a presentation on what is being done by the National Employment Center in terms of trying to prepare and help people that are unemployed, prepare them and help them so that they can find jobs. We'll also hear later on today about the incentives and the things that are already available that government is providing, so that as you help people to get employment, you also get some benefits out of doing it. Right? So there are some benefits also, and later on you will hear from, I think from Firka. Firka will be outlining what those benefits are, things that are in this year's budget, the budget that we are in right now. So those are the things that we want to be doing today. Over the past few years, one of the things that's been good that's happened in Fiji, over the past 7 years, every single year, for the past 7 years, we've had growth in this country. We've had good growth for around 7 years, and it is likely that we might have 10 years of consecutive growth going up to the next 2 years' time. So that's something that we're looking forward to. When you have growth, we hope that that growth can translate into more job opportunities. Job opportunities so that people can find the employment that they need. And all of us have different roles. As I said, our National Employment Center has its particular role. I think if you've been seeing the slides that went up, National Employment Center was set up back in 2010. It had arisen from discussions at the ILO about a global jobs pact, about the need to try to enhance employment opportunities for people. But since 2010, the National Employment Center has been registering people who are unemployed and finding ways to try to assist them so that they can become employed. One of the things that we, over the past 2 years, we have heard, you probably have heard a lot about the work that we've been doing in trying to help our people to get work in the farms in Australia and New Zealand. So that's one of the things that we do, foreign work overseas. But another important thing that we need is to try to help our young in Fiji, who don't have to go overseas, to help prepare them so that they can become more employable, so that they can pick up skills and abilities and competencies that make them more useful for the local job market. And that's going to be the key focus of today's discussion. Under the national employment scheme that we have, under the National Employment Center, people who have left school that do not have qualifications, they have the opportunity to come and register with the National Employment Center. We will then try to liaise with providers if they lack any tertiary qualifications. We have now arrangements with organizations like the Technical College for them to acquire some of those skills. But you know, when you go to an institute and you get a certificate or a diploma, that certificate or diploma does not really mean that you know how to do the job. You really learn how to really do work is when you work in an organization. Everybody agree with me? Yeah. You really learn how to, and you become useful. You become a very productive person when you are given an opportunity to practice skills in the workplace. And that's a very important part of what the National Employment Center does. We realize this. So when people are coming to the National Employment Center, we would like them to have opportunities to go on work attachments, to learn about the nous of the job, how you can become creative and work in teams, and how you can actually apply the skills that you've learned in your training institute, and how you can apply it in the workplace. When somebody comes out of that workplace attachment, he's acquired a whole range of new competencies that allows him to be a very as productive a person as he possibly can, he or she can be. And that is what we're talking about today. That is what the consultation is going to be about. We would like to see, at the moment, we would like to see every year we have about 17,000 kids coming out of the school system entering our labor force. There's probably about a few thousand that end up in the places of higher learning like universities and colleges and so forth. There's quite a number that end up in work, but there's quite a substantive number that are not able to get the kind of work that they need. We hope to be able to work in partnership with as many employers as possible so that our young that are coming out, that we have an opportunity to send them on workplace attachments so that they can develop themselves, they can become as productive as possible. As we believe, looking into the future, one of the secrets to Fiji's further growth and Fiji's reaching its potential will be the quality of the workforce that we have. We are now, you know now that government is focusing a lot on education. We are now investing in things like early childhood education. Very soon, all the kindergarten teachers that we have, they'll also be paid by government. There's been a lot of investment made into early childhood education, into primary education, into secondary education, and also tertiary education. Tertiary education now, the plans of government are such that anybody who gets a place at an institute of higher learning, his fees can be paid, will be paid for him either through a topper scholarship, if they are one of the top 600. If not, if they get a place, they have the opportunity to go to TELS and get a scholarship, a loan that will finance their education. So there is a lot of focus on government on education. But in order to make people as employable as possible, we need to not just give them the education, but also that workplace attachment that will make them as well-rounded as possible. And that's going to be the focus of today's consultation. We hope, I would like to see that as many employers as possible in Fiji look at it as part of their role, not just to carry out their own functions, but also to take on our youth who have finished high school, who have finished tertiary education, and give them these workplace attachments so that they can hone their skills, improve their skills, learn how to work better in teams, how to be creative, how to deal with the myriad kind of problems that we face on a day-to-day basis. And that is my hope. I believe that if we have around about 10,000 employees. We have about 10,000 employees in this country. About 10,000 employees. We have a workforce in this country of around 340,000. 60% of that workforce is in the informal sector or in subsistence, and there's only about 40% or 35% that's in the formal sector. For those of you that are in the formal sector, what we would like to see as a government, if we want to improve and enhance the quality of our workforce, we need to make sure that our young and the youth that are coming out of education, out of the tertiary education, they are provided this opportunity to have attachments so that they can enhance and grow themselves. And that is what is our, well, I hope that out of the 10,000 employees in Fiji, if we had 1,000 of them that took 10 each, there would be how many people on work attachment? 1,000 taking 10 each. Maths. 1,000 taking 10 each. Ketna? 10,000. 10,000 youth have the opportunity to get on those work skills that will make them a more complete package. Makes them more productive, makes it easier for them to get further jobs, makes it also better for other investors to come into this country and look at the quality of our workforce and want to invest in Fiji because they see we have a good workforce. Do you understand what we're talking about? Today, they're going to explain what is done at the NEC. They're going to tell you about the incentives that are within my ministry and the incentives that are provided by FERCA, and you'll also hear from the FNPF. So make use of the opportunity. And once again, I thank you, and I hope today will be a very, very fruitful discussion. I'm going to leave it at that. I think you need to listen to the experts. So once again, thank you for coming. Thank you again, Honorable Minister, for the introductory remarks. And again, to employers, open the time for employers, okay. All right, so here you are, the National Employment Center. To those that is really a productive utilization of human capital for decent employment opportunities. It's really the vision for the center, quality management system. The intent really is organized as well. Of course, number one, ISO is now commonly seen as the international language. The idea of having a one-stop shop, really having the National Employment Center. Today, we'd just like to speak on the roles and to the business.
So literally you said the Ganeshi Echo
Awareness Forum. Before I start my presentation, so first we'd like to touch on the definition